Hello guys, and welcome to the video that explains where all the notes on the ukulele fretboard are. This is very much a continuation of what we saw in the previous video, but instead of one string, we now have four. The strings of a ukulele are traditionally tuned as G, C, E, and A. You can remember the order of the open strings with a simple acronym. Maybe something like ghosts can eat aliens. Don't be afraid to make your own acronym because it'll be more personal and you'll remember it better. If you paid close attention to this C, you heard that this is the lowest pitch of the four strings. Unlike a standard guitar and a bass guitar, the strings do not come in order. In fact, C is the lowest, E is the next lowest, G is the third lowest, and A is the highest pitch. If we play these in order, they sound like this: C, E, G, A. But because of the traditional tuning, they sound like this: G, C, E, and A. The other thing to note about the ukulele are the markings found on the fretboard. Dots are usually found at the 5th fret, the 7th fret, the 10th fret, and then 2 dots at the 12th fret where the octave happens. To make more notes, all we have to do is simply move to the next fret. This goes up 1 step. All of the notes of the fretboard look like this. I know there are a lot of notes, but do not be overwhelmed. Let's look at the patterns. If you look at the G and you go up 1, you see that it follows in order. G goes to G sharp. It then goes to A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. And then we complete the octave. If you were to go beyond this G to the right, you would simply see that it continues this pattern forever. Well, until you run out of fretboard anyway. The next string is the same: C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. This follows the pattern that we saw in the previous videos. The other 2 strings work the exact same way. And so, if you know the order of the notes and the order of the open strings, you're able to count to any note on the fretboard. To really practice these skills, we have a couple trainers. These trainers can be found in the description. Here's the first one. This one simply asks you to find the note. The question is simply, what note is this? If you remember that this first string is ghosts, or G, you can count simply G, G sharp, A sharp. So this note is an A sharp. We hit A sharp, and we're correct. Let's try one more. Remember, this is ghosts can eat, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. This note is a B. We hit B, and we're correct again. If this is a little too difficult, you can use the hint guide. Simply click this button, and all the note names will turn on. It is now very easy to see that this is an A sharp or B flat. This is an F, etc. Your goal, of course, is to be able to do this without the hint guide. Until this becomes second nature, don't be afraid to count. The more you do this, the more you will see the patterns, and it will become easier and easier to memorize where these notes are. You can also type your answers. To type a letter, simply hit the letter name. To type a sharp, simply hold down Shift before you hit your letter choice. And for flats, do the same thing, but use Alt or Option instead. The second trainer looks like this. The question is simply, can you find all the D sharps and E flats? Again, don't be afraid to count. I'll walk you through one of the examples. Right here we have ghosts, so G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, we click here. And then the other ones can be found here, here, and here. If you're correct, you get this dialog, you win, click here to try again. If you click the text, you get a new one to try. Of course, we do have a hint guide, so you can use that, and it's really easy to find all the A's. And remember, if you're doing an open string, you're going to have to use both the open string and the octave, so you'll have an extra note at the 12th fret. And if you have too many notes on the fretboard and you want to start all over, you can simply hit clear notes, and it'll give you a clean fretboard to work with. And don't forget that these trainers can be found in the description. Be sure to practice these every day until they become second nature. And have fun.